Hello, my name is Sebastian Figueroa, and the rest of my teammates are Marcelo Cotto, Monserrat Navarro, and Kevin Nunes. We picked a video from CNN News, and they talk about how the pandemic is affecting the United States economy. We're going to talk about depression, recession, unemployment, how things are going to look after this pandemic is over, if it's going to be easy to get back on track, or it's going to be harder. Well, first, we're going to define what is a recession and the difference between a recession and a depression. A recession, it's basically when the production and the employment decreases. In this case, because of the coronavirus, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their businesses. And the funny thing, it's we don't know when this is going to end. The difference between a recession and a depression is the time. A depression takes way longer than a recession. The last recession the United States had last for like 7 months, and the last depression they had last for 10 years. So it's totally different the way they impact in the economy. And this for now it's a recession because it's only a few months, like 10 or 9 months. But if we don't have any vaccine, if we don't have anything to cure this coronavirus, that there's gonna still being existing this recession, and it's gonna take longer and longer and longer, and it could become a depression, and nobody wants that. But luckily, they're talking now about a vaccine coming next year soon, so it's gonna end the recession. Because the recession, it causes to reach like in 2020 4% of the employment, but say 10 years ago it reaches 10% of the unemployment rate in the United States just for the recession. And in the depression of the 29, it reached 25% of the unemployment. So yeah, well, now we're gonna listen to my classmate Marcelo to talk about unemployment.
Thank you, Adrian. For this topic, I'm going to start by explaining what unemployment is. Unemployment is person above the specified age of 15, not being paid, employed, or self-employed, but currently available for work. The global pandemic affected every single business in the world. This provoked the temporary and permanent close of different types of business, at least for those that couldn't adapt to the change. This caused that the unemployment rates intensified in a very short period of time. At least in the USA, according to CNN report, unemployment rates went from 3.3 million to 6.6 million, an increase of 50%, and that was during a week, just 1 week. And in Costa Rica, on the other hand, went to 12.9 in 2019 to a 20.1 in the first 3 months of the pandemic. There were companies that could adapt their needs to a full virtual mode, and now their productivity levels has been returned back to normal. Unfortunately, not all companies could adapt to this new modality. Because of that, a lot of people got fired or the company just stopped their production. And with that said, now Montserrat is going to explain what economic recovery is.
My name is Monserrat Navarro, and now I am going to talk about the economy recovery. But first, what is economy recovery? It is when most economic data follow its normal tendency to grow. The economy is saying to be expanding. That is the same that we call recovery. In the video we have worked on, you managed to observe how the virus affects the economy in the United States. So there are 3 scenarios of how to recover it. So what will recovery look like? It's all depending on how the virus behaved, whether new cases decrease or increase. Here we have the first scenario. We have the V shape of recovery. So we observe on the graph that the curve drop is short and this increases as slow. In the second one, we have the U form. of recovery, which is known because there is economic contraction and the production of goods and service is affected. But economy specialists say that is the best scenario for recovery from the virus. And finally, we have the L shape of recovery, which is considered the worst, since as we observed in the graph, the curve goes in total decline, where it is also affected because the virus was not contained. And for businesses and consumers will have to spend a long time to recover. Now my partner Kevin is going to give you a short conclusion about the video.
To sum up, now I'm going to present some of the conclusions our group took from the video. The first conclusion is that coronavirus is creating a new recession in the United States and in the world. The second is that the pandemic affects the economy in every aspect, from production chains, loans, housing, small and large businesses, and the stock market to every single corner of the markets inside the United States. Also, there is a notable difference between a recession and a depression, and governments have to be involved in order to stop the recession turning into a depression. One of the major problems that the pandemic affects is the unemployment rates that they are skyrocketing in the US, and that implies more contraction in the economy, um, also problems with the loan payments, the mortgage payments, and all of that. And and the last conclusion we made was that there are three scenarios for the recovery of the economy. The worst case scenario will be the type V, in which the economy recovers at the same rate that it plummeted down. The most realistic scenario will be the type U, in which slowly will be increasing again the GDP and production rates. And the worst case scenario will be a type L, in which will be increasing so slowly then that it will take years to be as productive as we were before the pandemic. That will not be good for anyone. So thanks for the attention, and good day.